Hi everybody, my name is Kim and welcome back to Bookmarks and Breadsticks. Welcome back to Bookmarks and Breadsticks. I am here today with a tag video. It's been a while since I've done tags on this channel, and honestly it's summer. Let's do some fun tags in year 2. I say year 2 because I just came back from a hiatus after celebrating my 1-year anniversary on BookTube, and I feel recharged and ready to go. Today I am gonna do the Moody book tag. This is created by Brittany at Slanted Spines, which I will link below. No one tagged me in it, or if you did, I have completely forgotten who, but I felt like doing it. So let's get started. First question, do you consider yourself a mood reader? I'd say I'm a mood reader within my very niche genres. So I read primarily culinary nonfiction and food writing, but there are lots of different layers to food writing. You can read micro histories like the history of milk. You can read about global trade. You can learn about a certain chef, a chef memoir. And I find that I am moody within my genre. So if I have a list of 10 books I want to read in the month, I will shift back and forth by whichever suits my fancy. Question 2. Do you have a set list of TBRs and do you normally stick to them? If you're new to my channel, you guys might not be aware that I am trying to partake in a project called Unwrapping My TBR. I have well over 150 books in my collection I need to read at this point, and every month I try to pull 1 or 2 off the shelf and unwrap them. So I do have a slightly set TBR. I'm gonna unwrap a couple books. I might have some arcs from publishers that I want to review and get out quickly, but then the rest of the books are rather flex. As I come into the summer, I don't have any buddy reads slated, which I'm actually really excited for, because that means I have to commit to maybe 3 books a month that are part of like my TBR and to-do, and then the rest are really up to me. I can take more books off my TBR, or I can read some of the fiction that I have accrued, my foodie fiction. Question 3, do books affect you emotionally? Does a mood of a book rub off on you? I'd say it depends. Yeah, it definitely depends. So let's say if I'm reading Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zauner, and this is about her grief of losing her mother to cancer, yeah, I'm gonna cry. I've cried many times reading that book because it resonates to something I'm going through in my own life. Other times, books do make me laugh out loud. And I do think if a book is sad that resonates in a very particular way, I might be a little moody for a couple of hours, but that's about it. Question 4, when you're feeling sad, what do you read? Or do you not read when you're sad? When I am definitely feeling sad, I used to read for a lot of escapism, especially at the beginning of the year when my dad's loss was very, very fresh. I would dive into books just to vanish into them, but I found I read a lot more nonfiction because fact is fact and things don't change. But sometimes I don't read at all, and I'm learning it's okay not to force yourself to read because reading is supposed to be fun. So sometimes I started watching like Top Chef again. It's a show that's formulaic, episodic, low mental capacity that I can watch and still feel entertained and good about. Question 5. Most often, do you see reading to escape, to learn, or to critically reflect? I kind of just touched on this. I do read it for escapism, but I also want to learn. I love food. I actually work in consumer product goods. I work for an ice cream company. So the stuff I'm learning, I have applied to my real job, which I think my boss at the time thought it was quirky, and then now it's like, no, this is why we should use an Alfonso mango versus a South American mango. Let me tell you about the things I know. So sometimes they find it useful, I guess. Question 6, what is a book that made you laugh out loud? Ruth Reichel's most recent memoir, Save Me the Plums. Ruth Reichel has such a scandalous life, and you think this nice reviewer who used to be the editor of Gourmet magazine. Seems like a simple, quaint lady, but holy crap, she's had such an interesting life, and it made me laugh. I highly recommend all of her memoirs. Question 7, what is a book that has made you cry? Or if you don't cry, one that has really moved you? I already mentioned Crying in H Mart, but from a fiction perspective, I would say Darius the Great Is Not Okay is a book that will be very important to me for the rest of my life. I remember reading it on a plane ride home when I was on my way to see my dad during one of his chemo periods, and I'm so excited for how many new authors and own voice books I'm seeing come out, specifically in young adult. I wish I had those characters to relate to that looked like me or felt like me when I was a kid. So like Darius, obviously male, but Darius doesn't speak Farsi, and like I just related to that character so much. Question 8, what is a book that you didn't even know how you felt about it? This would definitely have to be Convenience Store Woman. I have a whole review and I'll link it in the cards. When I first read it, I kind of stood there and was like, what the hell did I just read? Well, no, like really, it was really strange. And then the more I thought about it, the more I really came to appreciate the book, because it's a book that challenged me and it was different than anything I read before. It's a very short book. I think it's like a 3-hour audiobook. It is stellar. And the descriptive language was so realistic. I could imagine that in a convenience store. I wanted to be in that convenience store. It was really cool. I really recommend it. She has a new book out called Earthlings. And by new book, it's a new book in the sense it's just been translated to English and now widely available in the English language. And I'm very excited to keep reading from that author. Question 9, are you more than likely to read on a sunny day or on a cloudy day? I honestly don't think it matters. It depends on what I'm doing or what day of the week it is. Like today, it's been humid and muggy. It was supposed to rain all day, and I'm not really in the mood to read, so instead I'm filming, which, hey, that's cool. I'll film and edit today. But earlier this week, it was sunny, and I just felt like sitting on my reading couch and reading. So I don't really know if that applies to me. And then question 10, do you usually set the mood when you read? Music, lights, smells, etc.? Largely no. I don't actually like a lot of scented candles or a lot of perfumes. I think it's because I have an allergy to something, but I haven't figured out what. So like all of my shampoos have no dyes and no scents. I have to be very particular even about what air fresheners I bring into the house. So no, which sounds like such a downer. I love watching vloggers and booktubers who vlog their reading experiences. Chloe over on her channel, I mean, it's just such a ritual and it looks so sensual and calming, but that's really not my style. And finally, question 11, can you leap from book to book or do you need to buffer time between them? I largely think it depends what you consider time between them. So at the beginning of this month, I finished a book on May 1st. It was a carryover from April. I had to pick up another book for like 2 weeks. But other times I'll finish a book. Like I only have an hour left on Crying in H Mart as an audiobook. I'll probably pick up another book like The Say Yes Summer, which is fluffy fiction, and just pick it up and keep going. So I know it's a wishy-washy thing, but it's a moody tag, right? I'm allowed to be moody. Usually it's like a 48-hour turnaround before I'll pick up a new book because I still want to reflect, especially if I'm going to film an individual review of the book. I want to think about it. Sometimes if Dan and I have been listening to it in the car, I will also talk to him about it. But yeah, usually, yes, I do need some time, I guess, to clarify. And the final question is, who do you want to tag? I'm going to tag, let's tag Rosie and let's tag Catherine, and I will link their channels below. And this was a really fun tag. I'm glad I did it. Thanks whoever tagged me in it, and also sorry, I don't remember. If you're ever looking for a tag to do, I actually have a tag I created myself called the Ideal Bookshelf tag, and I think it's great because it's a really fun way to get to know everyone's reading tastes and the influence of reading throughout someone's life just based on their bookshelf. I hope you're well. If you haven't already, hit like and subscribe. I might have already said that, but still hit like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.